Hello, young people and children. How are you? I'm Professor Esmeralda. In this new video, we're going to talk about stereotypes and gender roles in society. Let me tell you, young people and children, that stereotypes are ideas or beliefs about how certain groups should be or behave. These preconceived notions often influence our perceptions without us even realizing it. For example, when someone says girls should be delicate or boys are better at sports, these ideas aren't always true and shouldn't limit anyone's potential. These stereotypes can be harmful by creating unnecessary boundaries based on gender rather than individual abilities and interests. Stereotypes are labels we put on others based on ideas learned throughout our lives from home, school, or TV. These preconceived notions affect how we perceive and interact with different groups without considering individual differences. Sometimes young people and children may think stereotypes seem harmless, but they can actually create significant problems because they make people feel obligated to act in certain ways just to be accepted by others in their social circles. I'll mention some examples of common stereotypes that are often expressed about various groups of people in society today. Girls often excel in art and literature, while boys tend to do better in math and science. This gender-based pattern of academic strengths has been observed across many educational settings. Men shouldn't cry or show tears, whereas women can cry freely since they are more emotional and sensitive by nature. Girls typically wear pink, while boys generally wear light blue or blue shades. This is a common color association in American culture. These stereotypes come from old beliefs with no factual basis. They persist in society despite lacking any substantial evidence to support them. Throughout history, many people have demonstrated that anyone can excel at whatever they choose to pursue, and it has absolutely nothing to do with whether you're a boy, girl, woman, or man. These examples show us that talent and ability cross gender lines. So what exactly do gender roles mean in our society today? Tell you young people and children that gender roles are somewhat similar to gender stereotypes. But when we refer to a gender role, we are talking about expectations or tasks that society assigns to each person depending on whether they are male or female. They are roles that each gender should fulfill. For example, women are expected to be the ones who take care of children and household chores. In contrast, men are typically assigned the role of providers who work outside the home to financially support their families. Over time, these perspectives are evolving as numerous individuals have recognized that any person, irrespective of gender, is capable of performing any of these functions. Why young people and children do stereotypes or gender roles exist in our society then? Stereotypes and gender roles exist because societies in the past assigned specific jobs and behaviors to men and women. Men were typically expected to work outside the home as breadwinners, while women were generally responsible for household care and raising children. These historical divisions have shaped our perception of gender roles today. These ideas were passed down from generation to generation and eventually evolved into established rules that everyone in the community had to follow and adhere to. However, in today's society, we recognize that these traditional gender rules aren't ideal, as men and women are equally capable of performing any job or activity regardless of gender identity. What problems do stereotypes and gender roles cause? They can limit our opportunities and affect our self-esteem, impacting how we see ourselves and our capabilities. Imagine a young girl who absolutely loves playing soccer, but then someone comes along and tells her that it's a sport only meant for men. That can make her feel like she can't enjoy her favorite sport or that she should stop practicing it, even though she does it very well. Or if a boy wants to learn to dance but is told that it is only for girls, he may feel ashamed or sad and may shy away from something he really likes, causing him a lot of insecurity, and anger. It can also cause many people not to express how they really feel. Sometimes boys or young men are taught that men should not cry, which is not true. We all have emotions, and it's perfectly fine to express them. Nowadays, many gender roles and stereotypes no longer reflect the reality of today's society, where people have different abilities and interests regardless of whether they are men or women. This has led to questioning these ideas and fighting for greater equality so that each person can choose what they want to do without being limited by what society expects of them and be able to act freely and safely. What have people done then to change gender stereotypes and roles within our society? Below, I will present some examples of Mexican women who made significant contributions and truly made a difference in their fields. Matilde Montoya Lafragua. In 1887, Matilde Montoya made history by becoming the first female doctor in Mexico. This was not easy, as she faced numerous prejudices and encountered significant resistance in a society that did not approve of women studying medicine at all. Despite facing numerous challenges, Matilde persevered and finally graduated as a doctor, opening the door for countless other women to study and pursue careers in scientific and health-related fields. Luz González Cosillo de López. In the year 1910, together with her husband Dr. Fernando López, founded the Mexican Red Cross. Her commitment to humanitarian aid and social welfare in times of crisis was fundamental to the creation of this organization. Ruth Rivera Marin distinguished herself as the first woman to be admitted to the School of Engineering and Architecture of the National Polytechnic Institute and subsequently became the first female architect in Mexico. She played a key role in important projects such as the construction of the Anahuacalli Museum, which was designed alongside her father, the famous muralist Diego Rivera. Ruth demonstrated that women could be trailblazers in a field historically dominated by men and left a lasting legacy in Mexican architecture that continues to inspire today. Amalia González Caballero de Castillo was a fundamental figure in the movement that advocated for women's suffrage in Mexico, enabling women to exercise their right to vote and stand for election beginning in 1953. Amalia was one of the first women to occupy diplomatic positions, thereby establishing a precedent for female participation in the political sphere. Young and old, these women show us that it is possible to break stereotypes and be leaders in any field regardless of gender, thus demonstrating their skills and abilities. By following their examples, we can all contribute to creating a society where misconceptions are broken down and people are valued for who they are and what they can contribute. Just as we observe women breaking gender stereotypes, there are also men who defy these barriers and successfully perform roles traditionally associated with women in areas such as preschool teaching, nursing, childcare, gastronomy, dance, singing, etc. By pursuing these careers, these individuals demonstrate that personal passion and talent should determine one's professional path rather. Men have also demonstrated that skills and vocations have no gender. This is how we build a society where work and opportunities are open to everyone, creating a more inclusive and equitable future for all citizens. The most important thing, young people and children, is to remember that being yourself is what makes you special. And it doesn't matter if you are interested in things that society says are not typical. The important thing is that we manage to identify what we really like to do and become unique and authentic people. Remember that stereotypes are just ideas that society imposes. Therefore, they do not have to be rules that limit your dreams, your aspirations, and your capabilities. Well, young people and children, I hope you have understood this interesting and informative content called Stereotypes and Gender Roles. It's an important topic for everyone to grasp. We will continue to see each other in other videos with new and more content. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye!